Smart solutions. Add-on desired.
Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss a chapter called as what? Modes of reproduction. Let us see what are the different types of these modes are there in order to do this metabolic activity called as what? Reproduction. We know that every plant or every organism has to multiply itself. That multiplication can be done only by means of what? Reproduction. It has to continue its race, perpetuation of race, that is done by what? Reproduction. Let us see what are the different methods of that reproduction. So biology, we know that it is nothing but essence of life on this earth. So species will continue to live through what? Millions of years, unless there is any threatened by the natural or anthropogenic, that is man-made. So when there is a natural anthropogenic, they become extinction. So as long as there is no threatening, etc., they will continue for millions of years by doing a process called as what? Reproduction. So reproduction is the vital process without which the species cannot survive for the longer periods. Right. So here you can see the earth is because of what? Life. That life is only because of the process called as what? Reproduction. So if you see that reproduction process, so each individual leaves, or each individual, what it do means it leaves the progeny either by asexual or by sexual. So the individual is leaving its progeny by asexual method or sexual method. Here you can see a male gamete is coming towards the female gamete. This is called as what? Sexual. Whereas here we can see that an organism is continuing its life by doing a process called as what? Reproduction. So sexual mode of reproduction enables the creation of new variant. So in a asexual there is no variation, in a sexual there are variation. So where there is a creation of new variant means that is sexual reproduction. That variation is the survival advantage. It increases the survival capacity. The individual gains a new variant and become more fittest in the nature. So Panchan Maheshwari or P. Maheshwari is an Indian famous embryologist. He worked so many embryological aspects and popularized the use of embryological characteristics in taxonomy. So while classifying the plants, we can take embryology into consideration. He also emphasized there is a need for the initiation of work on the artificial culture of immature embryos. So he is a man who done who initiated the work on artificial culture. He is the man who laid foundation for IVF, we can say. And he brought intra-ovarian pollinations also, that is P. Maheshwari. And he brought about the phenomena called as what? Somatic embryogenesis also. So his work on test tube fertilization, intra-ovarian pollination are work worldwide acclaimed. So whatever the test tube babies you are producing, this is only because of his work only. He brought what? The test tube fertilization in plants. He brought intra-ovariation, which laid foundation for this what? Test tube babies, etc. you can say. IVF technology. Next, he honored with the fellowship of what? Royal Society of London, FRS, and he is an Indian National Science Academy, and is also a member of several other institutes of this excellencies, etc. So you can say Indian famous embryologist. Let us see our actual topic, reproduction and its types. Basically speaking, the reproductions, if you say every organism lives for certain period of time, that lifespans are not necessarily correlated with their sizes or the complexity of the. So lifespan doesn't depend upon the size, or lifespan doesn't depend upon the complexity of the organism. Then what is lifespan? The period from birth to natural death. So the period from birth to natural death, that will represent its lifespan. So lifespan varies from organism to organism, we can say. If you take a banyan tree, this is a banyan tree whose lifespan is more than 300 plus years. If you take an Ulfia, which shows the smallest flower, this is the Ulfia, whose lifespan is only 2 weeks. If you take the royal fern, which is called Osmunda, that is 100 plus years. So this is 300 plus years, the banyan tree. Few weeks is our Ulfia, and whereas this royal fern will be 100 plus years, which is a fern called as Osmunda. The next, the moss plant. This is a moss plant whose lifespan is only few weeks. This is the carrot plant whose lifespan is only 1 year. Generally, this carrot will live for 2 years, we call them as biennials, but in 1 year only we will cut. Why? Because we are eating the root, not the flower. So if you live like that only, it will use that stored food for the flower. That's why you harvest in the first year only. Next is a pinus plant, which is a gymnosperm, whose lifespan is 300 plus years. So it is, one thing is very clear, it varies from, the lifespan varies from organism to organism. If you take a banana tree, it will be a 2 years lifespan. A rose plant will be 5 plus years, whereas a rice plant will be few months, that is 3 to 7 months only, that will be the rice plant lifespan. Similarly, if you take a mango tree, which will be a 200 years, as much shorter lifespan compared to a peepal tree. A peepal tree is a lifespan will be 200 to 300 years, whereas a mango will be 200 years. Right? Mango is living for 200 years, a peepal tree is living for 2000 to 3000 years also. So whatever it may be the lifespan, the death of every individual organism is certain. That means no individual is immortal. No individual is immortal. Everybody has death except single-celled organisms. Like amoeba, single-celled organism, they doesn't have a natural death. They are immortal. They are immortal, but almost all organisms are what? Mortal, not immortal. Only single-celled organisms are immortal. There is no death for that, we can say, no natural death. So the offsprings after reproduction will grow, will mature. In turn, they produce the new offspring. That is called as what? The life cycle. The reproduction enables the continuity of species generation after generation. So who enables means reproduction enables the continuity of species generation after generation. Then what is reproduction? Simply speaking, we can say it's a biological process of self-perpetuation in which an organism gives rise to young ones or the offspring. It is a biological process of self-perpetuation where an organism will give rise to the young ones or the offspring, that is called reproduction. One of the, what we can say, one of the character of a living organism, we can say reproduction. If you see this reproduction, it is of two types. One is asexual reproduction. So here you can see the best example for asexual reproduction. You can take these plants, you can take this bacteria, where the offsprings are produced by single parent. So simply we can say it is a uniparent reproduction. Only one parent is involved, with or without involvement of gamete formation. Simply speaking, it is an asexual method, means a uniparental reproduction. Only one individual is involved. Simply speaking, here you can say gametic fusion is absent. Generally, gametic fusion present in sexual. It is absent in asexual. Here you can see this bacterial cell, the cell dividing into two daughter cells. This is one type of cell division only, which is nothing but, we can say this as so reproduction by cell division are nothing but, this is called as what? Binary fusion, where the single daughters, where the single parent gives rise to two daughter cell. This is called binary fusion, which is more common in unicellular organism like bacteria. Now come to sexual reproduction. It is between, it's a biparental, means two parental, but sometimes it is uniparental also. Sometimes it is uniparental. Why? Because in that uniparent only both male and female sex organs will be there, then that will be uniparent. If the male and female sex organ present separately, then it is called as biparental. So sexual reproduction commonly biparental, sometimes uniparental. Here the offsprings are produced by two parents of opposite sex and there is a fusion of gametes here. So here gametic fusion is present. That gametic fusion only we call fertilization or syngamy. In the diagram you can see that the gametes are fusing, they give rise to zygote, etc. This is called as what? A sexual reproduction. Let us discuss some question. The lifespan is not correlated with, it is not correlated with size or complexity. Next, which of the following has the shortest lifespan comparatively? Compared to the lifespan will be, a banyan tree will be the 100 of years, royal fern is also 100 of years, banana tree will be for 2 years. So we can say compared to all these things that will have short life cycle. So answer will be 3. Next, lifespan of a rice. What is the lifespan of a rice? It will be a few weeks, we can say. Sorry, instead of saying, you can say it is 3 to 4 months. sorry, it is 3 to 4 months. Few weeks will be plants, we can say some plants are few weeks, but lifespan of rice will be 3 to 7 months. You can take example, Ulfia will be the some few weeks, etc. Fusion of gametes occurs in sexual reproduction only. So answer will be 1. Sir, thank you. I think you understood well.
Add-on solutions. Add-on desired.